Hi, welcome to Marlene at Home. Nice to have you with us. I'm Marlene, and I'm the Adult Services Supervisor at the North Carroll branch. And this is my lucky day because I'm talking about one of my favorite subjects, and it's snowing outside. Today's program I'm calling Classic Blue and White Decorating. About a month or so ago, in a previous episode, I took all my Christmas decorations out of my dining room and I put out some blue and white things. I put out the snowflake tablecloth, the blue goblets, but then most of the rest of the room I had snowmen and snowflake things and just things about snow. And I said that night when I ended, it was around midnight, I said, okay, I've just put out the basics, but I'll be changing this as time goes on. And I certainly have. And I just wanted something different. I wanted something, just kind of wanted something that would wow me, that would make me want to come and just stay and sit in this room. And I just wanted it to be warm and something classic. And as soon as I said to myself, classic, I thought of blue and white. It's often called classic decorating. And so my table is not at all different from what you saw before. But what I did do is I was like, what blue and white things do I have throughout my house? And I was surprised myself how much I had. I found some blue and white dishes, and almost everything I'm going to show you today have been hand-me-downs from friends or family. In my guest room downstairs, I had blue dishes hanging on the wall. And matter of fact, you can still see I have the disc to hang them up. And we had a leak a number of years ago now, and they all had to be taken down. The first two that gave us the clue we had a leak was 2 dishes fell down. And so on that wall, I had a large assortment of these dishes that a friend had given me, and they all came down, and I had to come down. That whole wall had to be fixed, and I never got them rehung. So they've been sitting in my bedroom. So I thought of those, and I thought, I'm going to take those and put them in my china cupboard. And so I've just set them in front of my other china, and I just have varying amounts of this plate or that plate. And so I had those, and with the blue lights, and I added some other little trinkets I found on the bureau or in other rooms. And I just really loved it. And I would come in and I would sit here and like, ooh, I like this. What else could I do? Also, another friend had given me a whole array of these pictures that you could hang on the wall, and some of them I do have hung, all of the rest I don't. They're just flat on this side, and you hang them on the wall. And I was like, ooh, I like that. And then like, oh, on my table in there, I have a bedside table. I have a little blue lamp. I'm going to bring that out. I also have some things on the windowsill, but I'll show you those later. I'm going to end by filming a segment tonight when it's dark and you can see it in the sparkling light as I love. But anyway, I'm going to go out and bring some more of those in. So then I went to this corner table, and all of these things I added light. I added some of the little mini white lights here, and I added this, I don't know what to call this. There's a name for it, but it's not coming to me, this sparkly stuff. I think I'm going to cut it down or take it off, but I love it at night because it really catches the light. And so I did that, and I liked it more. I showed you my tea cart in the other corner of the room, and I've just changed that a little bit. I have added, let me just go over here. I have added the cup and saucer that goes with the dishes I put on the table. I also found a little teapot that I've had for a number of years. I even found a little blue and white frame, and in it is a picture of my mom, my sister, and myself when we were just kids. I'm not sure how well you can see that on the screen because it is a very small, used to be those little square pictures in the 1950s, black and white. But anyway, I have that. I don't want to hurry the cameraman on here, but anyway, I just put those on the bottom. Down there with my hospitality silver pineapple. And I've just enjoyed this. I just love turning the lights on at night, and I've been sitting in the chair and just, ooh, patting myself on the back, like it's all stuff I just found around in different rooms of my house, and I don't know, just finally got creative and put it together and really liked it. So I thought, I'm going to do this classic decorating with classic blue and white. I'm always drawn to any magazines or books that are on that subject matter, and I'll talk about books at the end. So anyway, I started with that, left my table the same, but I also have been thinking about what are some other changes that I could do. You know, and anytime I find anything else in the house blue and white, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll use that there, use that. But anyway, I've just really enjoyed that. And so I've just gotten some more hand-me-downs just in the last few days from a friend. And I got a number of placemats from her, and I thought, oh, these may be placemats. I could add those right under the charger and the plate. See what I did with other ones. I have a stash here on the chair to use. So anyway, and I have to say that these came from my neighbor growing up across the street. She just loved to decorate, and she always changed her house at every season with the decorations. And as I mentioned, my mom wasn't a decorator, so Kathy would come over and decorate our house. And all through my adulthood, Kathy has passed me down her hand-me-downs, and I have tablecloths of every hue, placemats, costume jewelry. This is a necklace I just got from her. I can't even think of them all the things over the years I've gotten from her, but it's how I've been able to decorate my house. Kathy has passed away a few years ago, and now her husband's in a nursing home and her children are selling their home. And so their children invited me to come over and to see if there was anything in the house that I wanted after the children had made their selections, as well as my girls and my sister and her girls. We did it through FaceTime. So we just did that a few days ago, and so some of these things today are things that I got there. So I'm like, okay, that added a little touch, but what else could I do? So I took those off. I did think about maybe I would like to add just a touch of yellow, because often when you see decorating books or magazines on classic blue and white decorating, they will add a touch of yellow. So I did that. I was like, oh, okay, that's something I could do. What about, let's see if I can pick all my stuff up here and not drop anything. What about if I changed, well, and also the other thing I could do is, what did I do with my plate? I could switch the plates. Instead of my Fostoria, I could put that on the table. So a little different. Let me back up this chair. So I could do that. So that's another idea. So let me take off the blue placemats. I'll just set this over here. Maybe what I would like to do is put a different tablecloth on. And, you know, I've got the snowflake tablecloth, but not everybody likes snow. So you don't have to have a snowflake tablecloth. But if for winter you still wanted to keep blue, you could get I got a white tablecloth at first, and it was too white against the blue dishes. So I went now with off-white, and I couldn't find the tablecloth I wanted. I didn't really want lace, but this works. So I put this on. Imagine this was on the whole table. And I also noticed on these older tablecloths, well, it can be a new tablecloth too, I often find stains. Like when I put them away, I wash them all up, I check, I don't have any stains. Pack them away, use them another year, and I find stains. And so I wanted to recommend, if it's a white tablecloth, the Clorox bleach pen, and it has a fine tip at one end, more of a thicker brush kind of thing. You just squeeze it on and brush it a little bit, let it sit, and then wash it out. You can use more spray. Boy, I'm losing it here. I can't even get this back on. The other thing I like to use on a colored tablecloth, I used this morning. I saw a little stain down here, the Tide pen. So, oh no, it turns, doesn't it? So anyway, there's some things when you're thinking about a tablecloth. So I was thinking, okay, then I could could use the navy again. I could use without the charger. I could do it with the charger. I could do it if I had a navy napkin. I could do that. And I noticed in a number of things I looked at, it's fine. You can even do this with colored, like if I had navy, and in fact I do have some navy paper napkins, the larger size. I could have used that, but I didn't do that. Or I could go back and do the blue. I could use any color, the yellow, the off-white, the navy blue napkin. So a couple different things using the off-white tablecloth. I might also want to add the teacup to give it more blue. And that would be pretty if there was a blue napkin. Some other ideas. Maybe all the snow out there is driving you crazy and you are ready for some spring. So you might want to, I'll just leave that on. Think about some yellow. From many years ago, another tablecloth. I think both of these tablecloths, this off-white and this yellow, were from Kathy down through the years. The blue one was a Christmas gift from my niece. I talked about my niece having the December wedding, not in red and green, but in blue and silver. And I think it was the Christmas after she was married. She gave me that, and I've always loved it. So, okay, so we could do the yellow tablecloth. We could do the blue placemat. We could do the Fostoria, the silver. We could do a yellow napkin, kind of fanned out. We could put our blue back on. We could put that. We could switch out the plate. I don't know that you'd want the fan in the middle of that, but you could do this. Or put one up there, whatever you like. We could change the candle. Add that, make it a yellow candle. We could make it all yellow if you wanted. That might be a little bit too much for me, but you know, you could do that. You could take off this centerpiece and like I must have a touch of spring. You know, it's February 1st today, but March is coming and some of our earliest spring flowers are tulips. So do something like that. Just so many different combinations, and you don't have to spend money. You can look through your own house or check out yard sales if you want a tablecloth of a different color, or ask people. So many people have tablecloths sitting in cabinets they don't use anymore. So ask around. Maybe it's something you just want to borrow for an evening. You don't want to keep it for the rest of your life. Ask somebody if they have one to lend. I know of all the many teas I've done at the library, for the library at different branches, I don't have enough of one color tablecloth to use for all of those tables, but I just ask coworkers or friends that I know that like to decorate, and everybody's always so willing. And then what happens at the end, they're like, I never use it, why don't you keep it? And so that is how I have more than I should, but mainly they're all from my friend Kathy from home. But anyway, sorry for the interruption, we got a telephone call. Anyway, I put the table all back the way that it was, but I wanted to tell you also, I like to decorate with books. Now this is an older magazine. This is Victoria, May, June 2019, but we keep magazines for a year at the branch, and then after that we put them on the book sale. And so that's where they're located, but magazines, old magazines are free. And so anyway, I picked this one up just solely based on the pretty blue and white cover, and this is called The Charm of French Style and Special French Edition, and there's several pages of decorating in blue and white, your kitchen, your bedroom, your bathroom, but anyway, I just whoops, of course I passed the 3 pages that are about blue and white. But anyway, and then what I like to do with these things, or the things that I check out and bring home, is I like to just set them on the edge of a table. And then anybody stops by, they might want to pick it up. Now this one, because I said it's an old one and I've already gotten and brought home for me for good, that's withdrawn. But here are some books that I picked up out of the library the other day. And all I did was just look for magazines, and this would be magazines from the last year, magazines that were in blue and white, and look at the variety. January 2021, Better Homes and Gardens, blue and white cover. Cottages, April, May of 2020, and here it is, blue and white furniture for getting ready for summer for cottages and bungalows. May 2020, real simple, get it done, blue and white for a kitchen. Southern Living, I did not choose these based on different, like, oh, I want a variety of magazines. I was just grabbing anything blue and white. The Joys of Summer, I like that pretty blue rug there on the porch. House Beautiful, Summer Dreaming, and blue and white pillows on a white couch, and all things blue and white. And here in the fall, real simple, October of this last year, warm and welcoming, and some darker shades of blue. And then November, Country Living, new ideas for old things, and an assortment of blue and white classic dishware that you can hang on the wall. So just some things that you might want to check out, and then you can put them on your table and have people pick them up and tell them they can get them at the Carroll County Public Library. Okay, I wanted to give you a little bit of a view of the lights here in the corner and behind me in the corner cupboard at night. See some of the sparkle. Back to the ooh and olive lighting, as I like to say. I forgot to mention today when I talked about different magazines that you could get at the library, that especially being at home and with a snowstorm, our library database, our digital magazines, I forget if we now have 3,400 or 3,500 different magazine titles that you can get digitally online and look at, and then they're returned automatically. And so I wanted to remind you of that, because winter weather and being shut in with COVID, that's a good thing. And lots of titles, as I mentioned, 3,500. Also today, I forgot to mention the books. I mentioned the magazines. But this one is the Do-It-Yourself Home Planner, Practical Tips and Inspiring Ideas to Decorate It Yourself by Carrie Ann Wood. And there's some blue and white things right on the cover, but a good many of blue and white ideas, classic blue and white ideas on the inside. Another one is Southern Coastal Living, Stylish Low Country Homes by Banks Design, and the author is Joni Vanderslice, and the whole book is not about blue and white design and decorating, but there's a lot in here concerning blue and white decorating. So I mentioned that to you. And this book does not even mention blue. It's by Country Living. It's Shades of White, how to use the classic color in your home. But so much of the book is about blue and white decorating. And so, anyway, you might want to check that out. I really enjoyed doing this segment of decorating with classic blue and white, and it's given me the idea. I'm thinking that I might be doing one episode a month on decorating your table. So we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to thank you again for joining me at Marlene at Home, and I'm Marlene. Thanks for stopping by to watch.